Hey guys, this week you guys are going to be working on a positive versus negative space drawing. This is my final artwork. And the positive space is represented by the white areas or the blank areas. I used scissors, I used a binder clip, and I used some candy I found around my house. So you guys are going to find some objects around your house that you're going to draw. So you can draw these by observation, meaning you look at it and then you draw it, or you can trace them, which is what I did here. I traced these. So you're going to need about 5 to 7 objects on your paper, and you can repeat them. So I got 3 objects and I repeated them. So I repeated the scissors 3 times, the binder clips 3 times, and the piece of candy twice. And usually when we draw, like when we're in class or usually when people draw, the positive space is usually the main focus in the drawing. And the negative space is not so much important. It's not the main focus. It's around the main focus of it. And even though our positive space is the scissors or the binder clips and the objects, they're blank. But we're really going to focus on the negative space. So that means the area around these objects. So I'm going to get my paper. I'm going to show you. I'm going to still use the same objects because these are what is in front of me. So let's say I have a scissor. And you don't have to, you can play around with how you want to lay it out. You can lay it out really open. You can close it. You can keep it off the page a little bit, you see, or you can just overlap, which I'll show you how to do in a minute. So let's say I want to have it like that. And like I said, you can draw it from observation, right? Or, which means you can just look at it and draw it. Or you can draw it like how I'm doing it, which is tracing. Uh-oh. Do you guys hear that noise in the background? Okay. So that is my scissor. Let's say I want to use a binder clip. And I want to overlap it. Let's say I want it like this, something. Like I want them overlapping one another. Like that. I'm going to trace it for you guys to show you. So I would trace it. So you should trace it with like a marker, a thin marker, or you can use a pen. My Sharpie's not working really well. This is a very thin Sharpie. So if I'm overlapping, I don't want to draw this line right here, and I'll show you why. So I'm going to trace the whole scissor. And this marker, this pen is not really working well. But try to find a pen or a marker that works well. There you go. So I would just erase that. So that's how you can overlap. You don't need that line here on the scissor. So then you would lay it out, like I said, 5 to 7 or more. You can do more than seven objects on your paper if you like. And like I said, we're gonna focus on the negative space. So you can fill up the negative space with lots of color. You can fill it up with patterns, which is what I did on mine. You can fill it up with like a combination of patterns and words, right? If you want to do some kind of like bubble letters or something and spell something out. But you have to fill in the entire negative space. So that is the area around your objects. So let's say I'm going to do some patterns. right? And you can, this is once you're done drawing your 5 to 7 objects, you can create some patterns. And you guys, we've worked on patterns before, so you have a library in your head, and you can also Google different kinds of patterns that you want to use. So when you're done with this, it should look something like this. I expect for the whole background to be colored because that is the main focus, even though, like I said, the positive space in a drawing is usually the main focus and the negative space is around that main focus, which is the positive space, right? Around the main part of the picture. But like I said, in our case, we are focusing on the negative space. So if you have colors, please use your colors. I used a combination of color pencils and markers. You can use color pens, crayons, any colors you have, but please use colors to color it. If you do not have any colors at all and you only have a pencil, you can do a lot of creative things with your pencil. You're still expected to color and fill in the negative space because that really is the main focus of this assignment. If you have, let's say, a pen, you have a pencil and a pen, you can make it all black and white. If you just have one black pen, you can make it just black and white, but you can still be very creative with it. You can still be, creative with how you lay things out and how you fill in the negative space. What else? I think that's it. I think you guys get it. So yeah, be creative with how you lay it out because it'll just make your artwork like a little bit more interesting, right? And then, focus on the background. Think about what you want to have your background look like and really focus on the background. That is the main part of it. So I used a lot of patterns because I wanted it very colorful and full of patterns. And so think about how you want your negative space to be. All right, so that is the end for this. So remember, you have to use 5 to 7 or more objects. You can repeat them, be creative with how you lay them out, and you have to fill in the whole negative space with colors, patterns, words. If you do not have any colors, you are still expected to fill in the whole negative space and be creative with it. So like I said, if you just have a pencil, use a pencil. If you just have a Sharpie or a pen, use that. But focus on your negative areas. Focus on the negative space, okay? I'm gonna talk a little bit about this in Spanish, so we're done with the English part. Okay, so esta semana vamos a hacer un dibujo que es haciendo un dibujo que es positiva y negativa. Usualmente, la mayoría de tiempo, como nosotros estamos dibujando en la clase o la gente dibuja, la área positiva es la área que es el dibujo, como la cosa que es the main thing, y la área negativa es alrededor de dibujo, de esa cosa que es the main, el punto focal. Entonces, pero para tarea vamos a hacer todavía las áreas positivas. En mi dibujo las áreas positivas son las áreas que son blanco, que no tienen color, y la área negativa es alrededor de dibujo. Pero vamos a poner focus la área negativa. Entonces tenemos que colorear, dibujar, puede ser diseños, puedes usar palabras, pero toda la área alrededor de los objects tienes que colorearlo o diseñarlo. Entonces en tu papel tú tienes que poner 5 a 7 diferentes objects, no sé cómo se dice objects, cositas alrededor de la casa, y puedes repetirlo. Yo tengo tijeras, un clip y un calamero. Entonces yo repetí mis tijeras 3 veces, mi calamero 2 veces, esto 3 veces, y puedes repetirlo o puede ser diferentes cosas, pero tiene que tener 5 a 7 cosas o más si quieres, y lo dibujas. Entonces tú puedes dibujarlo o de observación, o puedes, no sé cómo se dice trace, pero puede ser esto, que se llama tracing. Y trata de ser creativa como cómo lo pones las cositas en tu papel, porque la tijera puede ser abierto, puede ser cerrado, puede ser un poco saliendo de la página. No tienes que usar estas 3 cosas, tú usas cualquier cosa que tienen, pero son 5 a 7 diferentes cosas o más en tu papel y puedes repetirlo. Y como terminas eso, agarras un lapicero, un marcador y lo trace. Y después haz tus diseños atrás. Como dibuja todas tus cosas, haz diseños atrás. O puede ser palabras. Pero tienes que dibujar toda la área alrededor de las cositas. Si tienes colores, por favor usa colores y colorea todo. Si nada más tienes un lápiz y no tienes colores, todavía tienes de hacer algo alrededor de las cositas, porque esta tarea, el focal de la tarea es alrededor, es la parte negativa. Estamos haciendo cosas alrededor de los objects, que son el espacio negativo. Sí, entonces todo tienes, puede ser diseños, puede ser colores, dibujos, palabras, y estas partes, la área positiva tiene que quedarse blanco, no colorees eso, es nada más alrededor. Ok, eso es todo.